Well, this video should serve as a wake-up call to the reality of where we are. As I sit here and take in all of the news from every direction, all I see is deceivers, liars, corporate media, cover-ups, agenda, all pushing the same propaganda. It's time for a game changer, a visionary, an innovative person who changes the way that people think of the situations. It's time for Game Changer TV, telling it like it is. Get in the game. You remember the statue Trump holding up the Bitcoin that was just erected in DC? And I said that was them declaring to the nation that a new financial system was coming. Wait till we get into this. Thank you for tuning in to Game Changer TV. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where every day we're telling it like it is. Today is September 19th, 2025, and millions of people in Vietnam have lost their checking accounts over facial recognition. Wait till we jump into this. And then I'm going to give y'all my personal experience that happened this week. Facial recognition system is a technology that identifies or verifies a person's identity by analyzing their facial features. It works by detecting a face, mapping its unique characteristics into a numerical face print, and then comparing this face print to a database of known faces. And y'all, once you get into this database, they can run your face into everything, find out if you've been to McDonald's, find out if you've been to the post office, find out if you've been to the airport, find out. Walmart is using facial recognition technology, okay? Once they put you into a system, they can cross-reference your face, and it'll give a blueprint printout of every place that you've gone, everything that you've done just by your face. That's how this surveillance is going to work. I just wanted to show y'all some stuff before we get into the articles. Yes, Walmart uses facial recognition and other biometric technologies for various purposes, including theft prevention and identifying customers for personalized services. That's like on Minority Report. Are police departments using facial recognition? Yes, police departments, both federal, local, are using facial recognition technology to aid in criminal investigations. Many law enforcement agencies in the United States, including federal, state, and local levels, use facial recognition technology to compare photos or videos against databases of images, helping to identify suspects and solve crimes. I typed in stores using facial recognition in mannequins. Yes, an Italian company, AI Max, introduced the IC mannequin in 2012, which uses a camera in its eye and facial recognition software to analyze the age, gender, and race of passersby, providing retailers with demographic data to inform marketing and merchandising strategies. Singapore to test facial recognition on lampposts, stoking privacy fears. Some American cities are testing it. China has got it. So facial recognition is everywhere, and now it is expanding into banking, and people are losing their money and their banks for not participating now. Let's jump into this. Could digital IDs be used with facial recognition in banking? Yes, digital IDs are increasingly used with facial recognition in banking to verify customer identities for both account onboarding and transactions, offering a secure and convenient alternative to traditional methods like passwords and physical cards. Wait till I tell y'all what happened to me this week at the bank. What is the meaning of 86th? Does it mean to refuse service? The term 86th is an American slang That means to refuse service to a customer or to throw a person out of an establishment. This one says 86 means to get rid of, cancel, refuse to service, throw out someone or something. Are we past that? This is from yesterday. Breaking. Vietnam is shutting down about 86 million bank accounts starting September 1st, 2025 to curb fraud and improve financial security. Wait till y'all see why.
Vietnam just did something actually pretty crazy. They just closed 86 million bank accounts because they were not tied to biometric data. This sounds absurd. You have a bank account, they either are going to pause it or close it if you do not connect your biometric data to that bank account. Now, yes, a lot of us don't live in Vietnam, but it's a broader spectrum of what is going to be happening all around the world. We see it in China, we see it in the UK where they're trying to monitor chats and they have like police forces rolling around with cameras to track biometric data from vans. And now we have Vietnam shutting or pausing down people's money because they have not connected biometric data to the account. If that came to America, I would hope that we would have some ability to fight back against it. To be like, why in the world do you need my facial recognition to open a bank account with my own money? That's just absolutely absurd to me. And it just highlights the fact that facial recognition and biometrics are this new paradigm of information that governments and companies want to gather to build profiles on people, to understand us, to maybe market to us, but maybe control us, to do a lot of things that we as citizens necessarily do not want to have happen. Maybe market to us, but maybe control us, to do a lot of things that we as citizens necessarily do not want to have happen. Once you understand this, you can understand that probably every store you go to that has cameras will eventually have a theft prevention system connected to a facial recognition database. And in order to fight theft, they're going to have to scan every single person that walks into that store. If you don't want your face scanned when you go into a store, when you go to the bank, when you do anything, you need to start blocking your facial recognition. You can do it with us here at Vader. There's a lot of other ways you can do it as well, but it's a very high priority.
He's got a simple mind, okay? A simple mind, but he's telling you what just happened in Vietnam. Now, I can't wait. I don't want to blow what happened to me. I'll save it for the end. Let's get into this. So a couple of days ago, I did a video called God in America, and a giant Trump statue holding a Bitcoin is displaced outside the US Capitol, okay? And we talked about this is symbolic of ushering in a new financial system. So Vietnam closes 86 million bank accounts. 86 million, y'all. There's 330 something million people in America. 86 million people lost their bank account. Vietnam is reportedly closing 86 million bank accounts. Crypto advocates see it as the latest reason everyone should hold Bitcoin. What do you think they're pushing people towards? A cashless society. Bitcoin advocates are jumping up and down again after reports that Vietnam has closed 86 million bank accounts that failed to comply with a facial biometric authentication mandate. I'll just go on and tell y'all this right now. So, a couple of days ago, somebody sent me a donation. It was a check. I went to my bank that I've been going to for 3 years. No kind of problem whatsoever. But for whatever reason, I think I'm being watched again. So I'm in the line, and the teller that has dealt with me in the drive-through for 3 years told me, Miss Terry, I'm going to do this deposit for you this time, but next time you're going to have to come in and scan your driver's license, and we're going to have to do a facial scan, and we're going to have to put it in our system. We'll do it for you this time, but next time you're going to have to come in and do it. I'm not going to do it. I have another account in Georgia that I might just mail the bank the checks to, or I have one friend that mails me a gift card every month that loads up, goes to the Dollar General or wherever he gets the gift card, and he just puts money on the gift card. Then I have another friend that just goes to Amazon and orders a gift card off Amazon and has it directly mailed to my P.O. box. Or I have the Cash App or Zelle. But as far as checks now, I'm probably going to have to do mobile deposit. But if the signature is not legible, the mobile banking's not taking it. So it says unable to read payee signature. So I might just have to mail it to Georgia, but those are other methods. Y'all know PayPal has already deplatformed me when I was talking about David Hogg and stuff. And Buy Me Coffee deplatformed me. I've gone through 14 channels on YouTube, and now this is happening to me at the bank. I refuse to give them my face to track everything that I've done, every place that I've gone in a day, for them to build a dossier on me and follow me around my face and have my face in a database. I'm not doing it, okay? So I just wanted to let y'all know that it is coming to America. It happened to me 2 days ago, and I'm not doing it. So 86 million people lost their bank accounts because they would not do facial recognition. So let's get into this. Vietnam's 86 million. Now remember, 86 means to refuse to service. What kind of message are they sending? Vietnam's 86 million bank accounts to close in push for cashless future. Y'all, it's coming. Vietnam State Bank plans to close 86 million unverified bank accounts by 2025 to curb fraud and strengthen digital financial infrastructure. So this was in July. Vietnam State Bank of Vietnam has announced plans to close 86 million unverified bank accounts by September 2025 as part of a nationwide initiative to clean up its digital payment infrastructure. Vietnam shuts 86 million bank accounts overnight. Overnight. Now imagine you got money in the bank and the bank just shuts down your account. It might be good to have a little bit of cash at the house because times are about to get crazy. It's to monitor suspicious activity. For citizens, it also means that having access to cash or banking services is becoming more dependent on compliance with strict identity rules, including facial biometric checks. The State Bank of Vietnam says this move is aimed at preventing fraud, money laundering, and cybercrime while cleaning up the banking system and taking strict steps. Vietnam biometric banking mandate sparks Bitcoin advocacy. Do y'all see where this is heading? They are going to make it hard for people to bank unless you go into the digital banking system. Answer honestly, yes or no. Will more banks in 2026 move towards digital currency? It is impossible to answer yes or no to this question because the movement towards digital currency in 2026 will be a complex global trend rather than a single event. But 90%, over 90% of central banks worldwide are exploring or developing a digital version of their fiat currency, their CBDC. Some countries, including China and Bahamas, already have launched theirs, while others, like those in the Eurozone, are running pilot programs with potential launches around 2026. Could facial recognition be used with an RFID chip implant? Is this sounding more and more like you won't be able to buy or sell? We are so close. Yes, facial recognition could be used in conjunction with RFID chip implants to create a more robust and layered identification system, as both technologies capture unique biological data. Could facial recognition be used with RFID chips, y'all? Do you hear this? Are banks moving towards passkeys? Yes, banks are moving towards passkeys as a more secure, passwordless authentication method to protect customer data, improve user experience, and meet evolving regulatory requirements. Major banks like Wells Fargo and Chase are already adopting passkeys with plans for others to follow. Could an RFID chip implant be a passkey? Yes, an RFID chip implant could act as a passkey by storing credentials that verify your identity to access systems like doors, cars, and websites, eliminating the need for physical keys or passwords. Could digital IDs be used with facial recognition and RFID chips? Yes, digital IDs are increasingly used with facial recognition in banking to verify customer identities for both account onboarding and transactions. Offering a secure and convenient alternative to traditional methods like passwords and physical cards by comparing a live selfie against the photo on a government issued ID. And that's what they want me to do, and I'm not going to do it. I'm praying for a place to park my RV. So if I don't even have to have electricity, I will have a place. I'm praying for God to find a way, to show me the way. Could digital ID and facial recognition work with implanted RFID chip? We know digital ID is coming. We know facial recognition is expanding. Will it work with an RFID chip? Yes. A system could be designed to use digital ID, facial recognition, and an implanted RFID chip together to authenticate an individual. Rather than one technology replacing the other, they would function as multiple layers of verification. This is sounding biblical. And remember, you won't be able to buy or sell or eat unless you have this mark, and it can be an RFID chip. Israel seeks funding for plan to require facial recognition in exchange for food in Gaza. Now, what's going to happen when it comes here? If you don't have facial recognition, digital ID, and an implanted RFID chip, you won't be getting any food. Most people don't realize how quietly digital ID systems are being normalized. This is in Australia.
Is about to launch a new form of digital ID that means you'll never have to hand over your personal details to anyone again. It will all be stored in the Service New South Wales app on your phone, which will prove you are who you say you are.
Scanning his licence, passport and Medicare card, in less than 3 minutes, the minister proves he really is Victor Dominello.
This is unquestionably the Holy Grail.
This is your first look at the state's new digital ID.
This is a huge step forward in giving back people control over their data, control over their identity.
Personal credentials will be stored on your device. No IDs need to be handed over. And that means keeping your address and birth date to yourself. If you need to hire a car, rent a property, set up a bank account, check into a hotel, or prove you're over 18 to buy alcohol or attend an event.
But how can it trust you are who you say you are? Well, you'll need to take a selfie, which will be cross-checked against other forms of ID you've submitted. And when there's a match, you're good to go.
The technology will be opt-in and should be available later this year.
Now, facial recognition is being used to exclude people, to build a database of people's faces, being used in Walmarts and lampposts and different places. Wait till y'all see this. So Charlie Kirk's funeral is going to be Sunday in Glendale, Arizona, at the NFL stadium there. Federal agencies are tracking security threats to Charlie Kirk's funeral. It holds over 60,000 people. People would be stupid if they go here. But let me show you this. The report comes as DHS earlier on Thursday designated the funeral as a special event assessment rating, SEER Level 1 event. So when I come over here, I typed in SEER operations, is facial recognition used? Yes, facial recognition is used in search and rescue operations. That's the wrong one. Can security for DHS SEER event include facial recognition? Yes, security plans for DHS Special Event Assessment Rating SEER Level 1 event can include digital facial recognition. Okay? And Charlie Kirk's funeral is going to be a SEER Level 1. So facial recognition will be used on the 63,000 people if they're going. What kind of information can they extract? So then I typed in, is facial recognition data fed into Palantir's database? Yes, facial recognition data can be fed into Palantir's platforms, particularly so is DHS. We know DHS is partnered with Palantir. They are going to use facial recognition. They will be gathering people's faces that's going to be fed into Palantir's database. And I'm sure the bank's facial recognition is going there too. Yes, facial recognition data can be fed into Palantir's platforms, particularly its Gotham software used by law enforcement and government agencies. Palantir provides a data integration infrastructure, and its clients can use it to incorporate facial recognition results from other sources. Palantir may have opportunity in facial recognition oversight, says Bank of America. Palantirs may benefit if the federal government steps up oversight of data collected from facial recognition technology systems, an analyst said Tuesday. Palantir stock surged as the NASDAQ composite rebounded. So Peter Thiel's going to make money off of this. Will facial recognition increase in the United States in 2026? In the United States? Yes, the use of facial recognition technology in the United States is expected to increase in 2026, primarily driven by advances in AI, like Trump's executive orders that have unleashed AI on America. Primarily driven by advances in AI and expanded applications across multiple sectors. This growth will continue despite growing privacy concerns. Now remember, facial recognition is a system that they are building that works with AI that's going to go to Palantir, is a technology that identifies or verifies a person's identity by analyzing their face features. It works by detecting a face, mapping its unique characteristics into numerical face print, and then comparing this face print to a database of known faces. And it says this is all going to increase in the United States in 2026. Now is the time to get our house in order, to get wherever it is we need to be, because at any day we could wake up and be like the 86 million people that were locked out of their money. We are in crazy times. If y'all want to mail cash, if you want to do a Cash App, if you want to do Zelle, the Zelle account is hardnewstv2@gmail.com. The Cash App is hardnewstv2 Terry Lynn, or you can send a gift card, because if you send a check, I'm going to have to mail it to Georgia. It'll take 4 or 5 days to get to Georgia to get deposited, but I'm not giving up my biometrics to the local credit union. I'm not doing it. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.